in order to rank up. Hey everybody, sorry about that. Didn't realize I was on mute. Uh, Not that anybody's here. Somebody might watch, who knows. So, on the final of the color challenge, and then we're going to do 2 jump-in packets, and I'll give you my thoughts on how I select jump-in packets, and then we'll go into maybe building a deck for ranked. I'll kind of show you how I practice that and where I start with that too. So, Remington Steel. I always feel like this is a real player here, and they're at the end of the white challenge, and they're coming up against somebody who's at the end of the green challenge. And, you know, they're frustrated. They've been trying to beat this thing that they thought was an easy computer, and it just turned out not to be that easy. This draw is unbelievable. It's going to be amazing 1 more mana from now. But till then, I'm going to take some hits. I can tell I'm dealing with somebody who's not quite as experienced. I moved my camera. Used to be over there. Not up there. Reason I think it's not going to work out so well for them is just because they missed an opportunity to take an attack already. 4/4 or a hunter. We're going to do another hunter and then an attack, depending on what we see here. They might do 5, like a total of 3 blocks. So if there's an attack here, then I will definitely do an attack. And I'll try to chip away 1 guy. I think the Angel Vitality will probably come in. What a shock. That was a huge mistake. I honestly thought I had Rapid Bite. My bad. I'm just going to concede this one quietly, and move on, and try again. Because that did not work at all. My bad. We're going to need to add like a light to consistency the light up here. Changing light kind of messes it up. I love how you do it. Even if you don't win, they still give it to you. That is actually useful information. So, if you don't make it through the entire color challenge with a win, you still end up making it through the color challenge. Play a game to complete this quest. What game?
How this thing goes is up to you, pal.
What? They say play a game to... I'm lost. We do not have the Wolf's deck, and I would love to have it. It's a good deck. We'll come back to that. Don't forget that we need to change that. Let's go to events. Let's go to jumping. And just to double check things, Warlock Venom, got the win, already checked, don't need to push play. We're going to resign. We're going to use our jumping token, and we're going to go right back to this again. I am going to refer back to my handy dandy list over here, and we'll start with Contagion, who will give us an Evolved Spinoderm, which is a 5/5. Evolved Spinoderm enters the battlefield with 4 oil counters on it, and if at the beginning of your upkeep you get to remove an oil counter from it, if there are 2 or fewer, it has Trample, and it has more than that, it ends up having Hexproof. Excavation again. They are really trying to load us up on the white cards up there. We got kind of hosed on it, and we ended up with a Platoon Dispenser. I'm not hating the Platoon Dispenser. A 4/6 mana cost that has 6 toughness that's on there. I actually think could be pretty good if you've got some white in your deck. Will help you create a 1/1 colorless soldier token, and you can unearth it and bring it back for a sneak attack. I already did that once, it was pretty nice. So, Contagion is the blue-green that has some amazing cards in it. Other thing is Azuri, not that great, and Tekkathal, not that great. I've tried so many times. I thought those cards were going to be so much fun, and they just didn't turn it out to be. And then Science, and Science is another new one. It's for artifacts, and you could either get a Jace, the Perfected Mind, or an Unctus Grand Metatech. But what's most importantly here is this Retrofitter. This Retrofitter is just a great card. Essentially, for 3 mana, you can take one of your little token guys and turn them into a 4/4, and I mean, just stays that way. It doesn't go anywhere. And so, I have a real hard time imagining not taking the Science because of how tight the artifact deck in the new ones are, and because of how bad some of the blue cards that just don't mesh well with the green, and they just don't accomplish it. This is a really tough choice, though. Tough choice isn't with the Contagion, even though there's rares over there that I like. These two, the rare over here I really like, but I've got copies of everything else, and if they end up giving me the Platoon Dispenser, I'm going to be real sad. Vice versa, I like the rare over here, not quite as much, but I like the rest of the deck over here, and we're still in deck building mode. We're trying to get as many cards that are in the uncommon category and in the common category that would allow us to build a deck, allow us to rise up through the ranking systems, allow us to earn on a daily basis, be able to get those wins on a faster basis. And so I can't say no to Science. And what'd we get? We did get Complete, which is another new one that I wanted to get last time that I ended up not choosing because I was a little nervous about it being a Norm's Wellspring or an Eilish Norn. Tricky and Prototype. We'll start with Prototypes because, alphabet, right? Prototype is Gwenna of the Green Eyes, which is just such a good card, especially in our green rampy decks. And the Root Wire Algaman, I don't know. I had a 2-mana Prototype of 2/3, which is actually pretty sexy. Sacrifice the guy for 4, and you get to create an XX colorless golem where X is 3 times their power. It gains haste until the end of the turn, and then you can activate it only as a sorcery. So it would become a 15/15 for a total of 9 mana spread out across 2 turns. You'd only have to get to turn 5 with some green in your hands to make it happen twice. Very, very neat. Like that. Tricky is the Keldon Flames Message and then the Jaya Firing Negotiator. Instant sorcery spell skills, not really part of the meta these days. Red wants to be very, very fast. Blue wants to be very, very controlly. They kind of work against each other. I feel like it's between these two. And with Complete, I'm going to end up with a Wellspring, and I just can't do that. So, come on, Gwenna of the Green Eyes. Gwenna, the Eyes of Gaia. You know what's funny? I always thought she had green eyes. She has blue. Gwenna, the Eyes of Gaia. Okay, so we do got our Unctus in here. We do have our Retrofitter in here. We do have our Eye of Malcator in here. I've never used the Mysterious Tomb, but I do like the Mesmerizing Dose. I do like the Blanchwood Prowler. I do like these as far as gifts are concerned. Never been a huge fan of the Sprite. I do like the Mask of the Jade Crafter. I actually really like the Malcator's Watch. This is a very bad card, and it shouldn't be. I don't understand, but whatever. And then Bushwhacked is a great card. We're going to put that in our deck as well. So, over here, I love the Crusher. I've already got a couple copies in there. I like the Golem. I got a couple copies in there. I don't love this. It's a Mana Dork, a 1/3 Mana Dork. It just doesn't pay off. Like, there's just no payoff to it whatsoever. So, Gwenna, and we should be good to go. We're going to play this one out, and we're going to get our win. We're going to see what our other card is, and if all looks well, we should go from there. What is going on? Huh. I don't know. Likes the lighting, then doesn't like the lighting. We'll fix the lighting someday, guys. I promise. Gwen is good. Sprite's fine. We're good. We're keeping it. Coming after you, boy. Nothing in the 2-drop slot. Throw our tap land out first, because we didn't have anything to cast on turn 1 anyway. He goes with the green-white deck. We're going to expect some toxic things. Maybe not. We'll do our Sprite. Can't be blocked by artifact creatures. Not an artifact creature. It's the best. Great googly mooglies. Can't block that. Get out of here. We don't have the ability to let that guy grow all the way. Alright. This thing just feels like a rock. Nice. He's got something holding him back. I shouldn't call it a he. I don't know. They've got something that's holding back. So a lot of times, if you move your cursor over your cards at this point, they start to think that you're getting prepared to throw your combat trick. They see it, and it will change their mind about whether they're going to block or not. I think a lot of people pause at this moment right here, looking for those signs. Say no, that's fine. Thanks for that, Tab. Stupid. So could have chosen to throw a blue, a blue, a green, and a blue, which would have left me open with just one white, which wouldn't have been enough to cast it. So why am I so angry all the time? Okay, throwing the Bird Admirer out on the early side of phase 1 tells me that maybe not quite as experienced as I was giving credit to. Had a really good move with the Teething Wormlet, but now maybe a little lost on that whole subject. So, not worth it to me to stop a Gwenna from getting through. Definitely would look to see, like, you don't. That's a good example, right? Like, you don't need to do that unless something doesn't go your way, right? Still worth. Yeah. So we still have a trick up our sleeves. Unfortunately, the trick won't do us any good on this turn. So getting a +1 with reach and hexproof and like none of that's going to get us to where we need to go. So at this point right now, the best we could do is probably go to the experiment. We're going to say no attacks. We're going to throw the escaped experiment out there as well. We've got a very nice blocker at this moment. That's going to make it very difficult for them to get another attack across the line. And if we can find a removal spell, just a removal spell. Is that like a second or third one? Yeah, we'll dose. What do you want to dose? 2 blue and a green leaves me enough for a gift. Dose. Go ahead. Let's see. It's probably going to go... Save me from having to deal with my trick. Weird block. Had the opportunity to take out a guy with him, and instead just... Oh. Alright, we got enough mana to do both. I'll toss this out there for now. Go after the attack. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. So, we've been pulling some shenanigans here. We needed... Come on. Two, 4, 6, 7. I got 7 without it. I'm just gonna single attack here. Damn it. I could have done it. It won't let me do it after non-sorcery speed. I messed that up. I hate to say it. We lost. We lost. We had some good moves, but we drew some small ball. We'll try it again. We want to know the best part about Arena. You don't care about losing. The only thing that you care about is if you lost resources in the fight, right? So what do we got here? 3 mana, a 4 mana, and a 5 mana, and a 3 mana with nothing but that on there. This is weird, But we're gonna try it. What do you do? You do a lot of fun stuff. Can I get up? This is gonna sound weird, but yeah, I need them both. But I need the green first. I need it to be a non-tap event. So, it'll be 24 to 16 when I finally get a body on the board. You need 2 greens for that. You don't got that. Yay! That should guarantee me the ability to bring in the Iron Claw Crusher. And after the Iron Claw Crusher is in, we'll do it again. Right? We can stop one of their attackers. Oh. Or 5. Thank y'all. I'm okay with that. Decent turnaround of events there. Can't really attack. Go with the most amount. The Iron Claw Crusher would go away, but so would the Speakeasy. If they don't use the Speakeasy, then nothing goes away. Being as far behind as I am right now on the health total, I feel like taking hits from the Speakeasy is a huge mistake. That's fine by me. I offered the trade there. Thinking Escaped Experiment next. Maybe 1 more mana gives me an opportunity to do a Transplant Theorist along with the Escaped Experiment. If I can't, it's fine. He's an artifact creature. Whenever another one enters the board, you get to draw a card, and if you do, you have to discard 1. I'd love to get rid of the Prowler. See if I can't clean it up a little. So, my choices are interesting. So we still have the 5 mana, right? And I feel like by dropping this guy, yeah. I don't think that the attack will prove very well for me. But if he attacks, his speakeasy's going down, and he knows it. And he needs it. Ugh. How did you get rid of that? Your rare card got rid of an enchantment. This guy's taking it very, very seriously. It's just, it's gonna be fine. Jesus! What deck has the removal that this deck has? I'm going to concede again, because there's nothing I can do to this. It's kind of insane. I never take these very seriously because I didn't make the deck. If I didn't make the choices on what goes into the deck, it's really hard to take it personal. Oh shit, I'm on the way.